Exclusive contract from Feilu Novel Network Novel. Kiba. People in Class 7, I can teleport to all worlds. Tianyu was reborn as Tiantian's distant relative. Originally, I just wanted to inherit the 500 billion yuan from my family and just wait for death. As a result, due to being too wealthy, they replaced Green Tea Sakura and were crammed into Class 7. Just as he was about to hide in the back and use his family's spiritual talent to become a convenient ordinary ninja, he found out that his psychic contract was actually from the mighty one of the 10,000 realms. Contract Dog Yaksha world, obtain the 4-soul Jade cultivation method to condense souls. The world of contract pirates, obtain life to return and strengthen the physical body. Contract Death world, get promoted to 6 levels with the soul-slaying blade. Contract-based Moon world, obtain the spell-making secret technique to control the Heavenly Mighty Ones. When everyone thought that Tianyu could only rely on the spirit beast fox to feign tiger power, the Jade of the 4 souls above Tianyu's head, wielding the soul-slaying blade and practicing the freedom extreme intention technique, transforms into a death god and sweeps across the heavens. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1. People in Kiba, it's very fitting to have a wife and concubines in groups. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Tianyu. Hurry up and be late. A girl with a meatball head angrily urged a tang-dressed boy behind her. Today is your day of division, you will soon become ninjas. The young man in tang attire pursed his lips, it has nothing to do with me. The quota for ninjas in the guidance has already been set, and I don't want to be a ninja. The girl said with a resentful expression on her face. What can you do if you're not a ninja? Apart from inheriting your detonating talisman factory, 50 houses, and 50 acres of land, what else do you think you have? You're still nothing. Tianyu. I swear never to say any strange jokes to Tiantian again. The boy's name is Tianyu, he is a traveler who travels through the world of Hokage, unlike other protagonist groups such as Naruto, Sasuke, and Kakashi who have traveled through time. Tianyu Crossing has spawned an ordinary civilian ninja, Tiantian's cousin. My family has nothing but money. Ordinary and unremarkable physical talent, ordinary and unremarkable ninjutsu talent, ordinary and unremarkable illusion talent. Apart from the psychic talent that the Tiantian family has for the convenience of trading, Tianyu's ninja talent is indescribable. The primary condition for Tianyu, as the direct inheritor of the explosive symbol manufacturing giant, to inherit the family business is to become an ordinary ninja. Because only by becoming a ninja can one participate in the production of detonating symbols, participate in the transportation of goods, and take over family businesses. However, it's just becoming a ninja. Tianyu's family didn't expect him to achieve anything higher. When ninjas have something good, that is, they are dangerous yet poor, and their social status is not high. No matter how powerful the ninja is, what about it? Isn't he still serving as a guard for our family? In the chain of contempt in the ninja world, daimyo noble rich merchant ninja. Don't be fooled by the fact that the entire Naruto anime is full of heartbreak and bloodshed. During the 4th war of the ninja realm, Mizukage still had to bow down and laugh at the daimyo of the grassland. So Tianyu has come up with a plan. After obtaining my graduation certificate, I will go home and become an ordinary wealthy second generation, taking on dozens of beautiful concubines to pass on the family line. The love and hate between ninjas have a close relationship with me. When the sky collapses, there are tall people standing on top of it, and even if the ninja world throws shit, it has nothing to do with these capitalists. Or to put up with chaos in the world, they are the capitalists who have the final say. Nimura was originally a place where wealthy and idle people paid for it. Unfortunately, she doesn't think so every day. She has a martial arts dream as a Tang family in Hokage. She wants to be a female ninja like Lord Tsunade. Tianyu looked at Xiaolongbao every day and shook his head. I guess there won't be any future in this life. Tiantian across from him blushed with embarrassment and frantically extended his fist. Tianyu coughed twice and quickly walked a few steps away from Tiantian, who was about to transform into Gangzhou. Humph. Glancing at him every day, he followed closely into the school. Today is the day when Tianyu is divided into classes. He has completed his graduation assessment, registered as a ninja, obtained a ninja protection quota, and become a proud ninja. The so-called division of classes is actually the purpose of the Hokage faction to screen the genius ninjas of each class and supplement the strength of the Dark or Hokage faction. In this edition, with 40 members from Tianyu, only 9 of them were able to provide guidance and lead their own team, which is equivalent to 9 out of the top 12. The rest of the ninjas are basically going back to their respective homes and looking for their mothers. If you want to take on a task, it's okay, like Matt Dai, find your own teammates and team up with 3 people to take on some miscellaneous tasks. Don't think about tasks with high commissions at level C or above, that's all specifically for Hokage to cultivate his younger brother. Without Nakano or Ueno leading the team, it's basically no different from seeking death. So, the ninja school actually means a bit of militia training. After training, go home and farm, and then use it as cannon fodder when fighting. As a wealthy second generation who is about to inherit the family business, Tianyu naturally doesn't have to worry about livelihood issues. His mind is now full of thoughts about how many wives he will marry in the future. The world of Hokage is actually polygamous, and those monogamous people in Ninja Village are basically unable to support their wives due to their strong or poor abilities. Which of them, such as daimyos, nobles, or wealthy businessmen, is not a group of wives and concubines? So Tianyu doesn't want to be a ninja at all. Arriving at the classroom, he took out a scroll and unfolded it, quickly create a complete set of coffee, pastries, and miscellaneous books. Starting to leisurely pass the time amidst the screams of admiration from a group of young girls. In front of him, the appearance of the 2 pillars is willing to be inferior. At most, the 2 pillars occupy the appearance of Panin, and Tianyu has already taken over all of Pan LV and Deng Xiaoxian. In the eyes of the graduating girls from this year's ninja school, Tianyu is the best marriage partner. Secondly, the 2 pillars, with their sickly and groaning face, are just the kind of decoration that can be viewed from afar but not played with. Tianyu not only looks good, but also has money, patience and 2 idle. Compared to fighting and killing, girls prefer this kind of wealthy romantic. At this moment, a carefree voice sounded from the front of Tianyu. Tianyu. Give me some, I didn't eat. Tianyu looked up and saw that it was the protagonist Naruto who had just kissed Urju passionately. P.S. Newcomers seeking data. Chapter 2. It's reasonable for me to be the founder of the ninja school, right? You are listening at Novel Full.audio. For Naruto's experience, Tianyu is very sympathetic. But only limited to sympathy, because Tianyu and his family are all beneficiaries of the governance of the Monkey Flying Sun / Although the Monkey Flying Sun / was submissive to the outside world and launched a heavy attack on the inside. But in order to keep the position of Hokage in the Ape Flying Clan, his attitude towards these civilians and civilian ninjas was taken care of as his own father. This is like an election in a beautiful country, regardless of how people behave privately, but when it comes to treating voters, it's just one word, just lick it. Therefore, the Tianyu family is also considered a staunch supporter of the Monkey Flying Sun / so Tianyu, like Jiuxiaqiang, doesn't need to care about Mingren Julie's identity and socialize freely. It takes a lot of trouble for their heavenly family to make a decision, and the 3rd generation doesn't have to worry about competing for the position of Hokage or anything. On the contrary, due to the economic strength of the Tian family and their position in the business district, Monkey Flying Sun Slayer still needs to flatter them by doing more tasks to generate revenue. As a successful investor in the future, Tianyu naturally wants to establish a good relationship with the protagonist of the Storm and the protagonist of the Boruto series, his father. So he directly teleported out a bucket of steaming instant noodles from the scroll and placed it in front of Naruto. Come on, eat whatever you want. Naruto's eyes lit up and he excitedly handed over the instant noodles. Ah! Limited pig bone ramen noodles. Thank Tianyu. The time in the sealed scroll is paused, and everything can remain in its original state when placed, which is why Kaiban calls daily convenience. Nowadays, Tianyu also inherits the convenience of Tiantian. He is like a wealthy robot cat in school, with various convenient and enjoyable items sealed in the ninjutsu scroll. After all, he has money. Sasuke snorted coldly, bored. Tianyu pursed his lips and expressed disdain for the useless firewood that had caused the entire clan to die. At this moment, in the Hokage office, the guiding ninjas looked at Tianyu and Naruto with a speechless expression on their faces. Is this the young master of the Tian family? They are here to gild. That Naruto is also the focus of frequent riots. Kakashi's face was a bit depressed as he glanced at the monkey flying sun slash. The monkey flying sun slash gave him an encouraging look. Kakashi instantly understood the meaning of 3 generations. This is the Gold Lord. I can't offend you. At this moment, Iruka walked in from the door with the list in hand. He saw Tianyu drinking coffee and Naruto eating instant noodles with black lines all over their heads at a glance. Naruto. You can't eat instant noodles in school. Put it down for me. Didn't Tianyu also eat it? He's eating pastries and coffee. It's not instant noodles. You have a strong flavor. Tianyu smiled and put away the package. I'm practicing my psychic skills, not just eating, drinking, and having fun. Iruka. That's right, it's worth encouraging. Naruto. I at %# yuan. Tianyu smiled. It was indeed very effective to ask my father to inject funds into the school, and the problems that could be solved with money were not problems. The male classmates looked at this damn rich second generation who came to experience life with black lines on their heads, and a sense of jealousy arose naturally. Iruka coughed twice and focused the students' attention on herself. Next, we will divide everyone into classes, with Itsuki Sato, Koko Meichuan, and Haruki Harano in the same class. The students below whispered to each other, feeling particularly excited about the upcoming ninja life. Only Tianyu's face was full of boredom, because he knew that the members of these teams had already been assigned by the monkey flying sun slash. Secret Technique Specialization Class. Pig Deer Butterfly, search for specialized classes. Shino, and Hinata, as well as Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura from the 9-tailed specialty class. Of course, Sakura is just a chip-off, mainly because she has been exposed to the first light of theory. As a member of the pro-democracy faction, Hokage still needs to give civilians a chance and cannot give all the quotas to those family members. Next is Class 7, Uchiha Sasuke, Naruto Vortex. Naruto's face immediately drooped, Tianyu's mouth rose slightly. He bet with Naruto that his team members would treat him to ramen noodles if he lost. Money is not important, what's important is happiness. Tianyu. Hehe, the last Chunai cherry blossom. Naruto also has 2 eyes shining, yes, and Sakura. Iruka. Tianyu. Next is Class 8. Tianyu. Naruto. Naruto frantically pointed at Sasuke and shouted. Ah! My Sakura. Teacher Iruka. Forget Tianyu, why do I have to team up with this guy? Tianyu also had a bewildered expression on his face. No, Teacher Iruka, I'm going home to inherit those 50 acres of land and 50 houses. He doesn't want to hang out with the main characters, his fate is not tough enough. Is it not fragrant to eat and wait for death? My measurements are lower than Sakura's, so following Naruto and Sasuke is more dangerous. Sasuke. Boring. Iruka is covered in black lines. Shut up, this is Lord Hokage's arrangement. Since you have become a ninja, you must obey the arrangement. How did you memorize the ninja rules? Sakura's eyes on the side were full of disappointment, then he gritted his teeth and looked at Naruto. Why is this bastard in class 7, if only I could replace him and team up with Tianyu and Sasuke. At this moment, she had no idea that her original opportunity had been swept away by a suddenly appearing butterfly. Chapter 3. People in class 7 do not want to do tasks very. You are listening at Novel Full.Audio. On the rooftop of Ninja School, Naruto and Tiantian looked at the white-haired man on the opposite side with no attachment. Naruto. My Sakura. Tianyu. My inheritance. Sasuke. Your father hasn't died yet. Kakashi coughed twice and said, can you introduce yourself first? Sasuke. My name is Uchiha Sasuke. Naruto. My Sakura. Tianyu. My inheritance. Sasuke. I don't have anything I like or dislike. Naruto. My Sakura. Tianyu. My inheritance. Sasuke. If I have to say one thing, it's revenge. I must kill that. Naruto. My Sakura. Tianyu. My inheritance. Sasuke. Shut up, you guys. I just said the team is a burden. I don't want to team up and leave. Naruto. Humph. I'm the man who wants to become Hokage. Tianyu. Naruto, your words are ambiguous. Becoming a Hokage and becoming a Hokage man do not have the same meaning. Naruto. Hey. Is that right? Sasuke and Kakashi. Tianyu sighed, life is like rape. Since we can't resist, we can only enjoy it. I am Tianyu, an ordinary wealthy person. Kakashi, Sasuke. Naruto supported the forehead protector on his forehead and said excitedly. My name is Naruto Vortex, I like. Tianyu. I like ramen noodles and Sakura, but I hate Sasuke. I dream of being a fire shadow. Hey, Miss Kakashi can start the next step. Naruto. Kakashi. Kakashi looked at his chaotic team with a headache as he remembered the instructions given to him by the monkey flying sun recently. Monkey flying sun / Kakashi, it's been 2 years now and you should also step out. Now that Kiba has the Sharingan, you are the only one. I hope you can help Sasuke master the Sharingan as soon as possible. To prevent the nine-tailed night from happening, we need a key that can stop the nine-tailed. Kakashi. What about Tianyu? He really didn't see any of Tianyu's strengths in the information. Monkey flying sun / His family is very wealthy. Kakashi. Kakashi opened his mouth, wanting to say something but speechless. Teacher. Naruto's shout pulled Kakashi's thoughts back, what's next? What are we going to do next? After Kakashi regained his composure, his face lit up, I am very dissatisfied with you. Tianyu suddenly raised his hand and asked, can the teacher ask you a question? Kakashi frowned, this guy is a bit jumping. You ask. Tianyu asked with a serious expression. What is the meaning of being a ninja? Kakashi was taken aback for a moment, his mind spinning back and forth. Of course, it's to protect the people in the village from harm. Tianyu smiled and said, no. Not right. Kakashi and others furrowed their brows. Naruto said with a defiant expression. What's wrong? That's what Grandpa Huiying said. It's also taught in textbooks. What are you saying it's for? Asked Kakashi curiously. Tianyu smiled and said. Of course it's for making money. Kakashi's face was somewhat gloomy, he had too many comrades fallen on the battlefield of the Ninja World War, and the superficial meaning of what Tianyu said made him feel humiliated. Tianyu smiled and said. Don't think so. Why did you think the village was established? Before Kakashi and others could reply, Tianyu said directly. It's because the first Hokage wanted to end the war between the ninja families. And why do the ninja family go to war everywhere? It's because they have been hired by various countries. That is to say, the initial purpose of ninja fighting was to earn money. The purpose of our village's ninjas taking on missions now is also to make money, and even the wars launched by the village before were all because the daimyo of the Fire Kingdom wanted to make money, seize territory, and gain more say. So, the meaning of being ninjas is actually to earn money and support our families. This is a job, and it is a very dangerous job. Kakashi and Naruto opened their mouths to refute, but after thinking for a while, they found that what Tianyu said was so reasonable. Tianyu looked at Kakashi and Naruto, who were leaning on their big mouths, and tilted their mouths and smiled, so it said. A few people looked over in unison. Tianyu coughed twice and said, "In the future, can I spend money to ask ninjas to help me with tasks? As long as I can complete them, that's okay." Kakashi stumbled and the ninja asked the ninja to do a task, which is something that humans can think of. He roared with a frantic expression on his face. "Speaking 1,000 words, you just don't want to do tasks, right?" Tianyu spread his hand innocently. "I have money. Kakashi, Naruto, Sasuke. Shit. Evil rich second generation. P.S. Find data." Chapter 4. People in assessment. I spend money to hire people to snatch bell. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Kakashi, who had an MMP on his face, lost interest in examining the 3 Narutos. He scared the 3 Tianyu people for a meal, then told them the time and place to gather and reminded them not to have breakfast before leaving in a flash. Tianyu shook his head regretfully. "My Jin Dun is not inferior to that little devil in the medicinal task. If Kakashi agrees, it would be great if he could issue a targeted escort mission and bring in both Kokida and Inoue for personal protection. I'm not wrong, isn't the meaning of being a ninja just to make money? If there is no money, ghosts are willing to volunteer labor. The reason why Ape Flying Sun / was able to develop the Fire Shadow series to this extent is because he controls the mission channel." Tianyu glanced at Naruto, who was eagerly preparing for tomorrow's assessment, and shook his head. "Innocent, becoming a teacher for Kakashi this year is a task that has been approved by the 3rd generation, different from the paid vacation in the previous 2 years. No matter how much Naruto and Sasuke struggle, Kakashi will ensure that Class 7 passes the assessment." The next day, Tianyu arrived early at the training ground to gather. Knowing that Kakashi was peeping on the side, Tianyu directly used teleportation to teleport out a comfortable large bed and a sumptuous breakfast in the sealed scroll. Naruto and Sasuke looked at Tianyu, who was comfortably leaning against the bed to eat, with a bewildered expression on his face. Naruto swallowed his saliva and stared at Tianyu, saying, "Hello. Tianyu, didn't teacher Kakashi say not to have breakfast?" Sasuke turned his gaze to the side and snorted coldly. "Do you still want to pass the assessment like this?" Tianyu chuckled and said, "Teacher Kakashi said it's best not to have breakfast, but it doesn't necessarily mean I can't eat it. I feel that my psychological resilience is good, and I won't vomit even after eating breakfast." Kakashi, who was observing in the dark, nodded and commented in his heart, "I am relatively calm and analytical. Tianyu should have guessed my intention, but it is also possible that he has collected intelligence from my assessments in previous years. Although my strength is weak, it is not lacking in any desirable aspects." Waiting until almost noon, Kakashi slammed in front of Naruto and Sasuke, who were already starving, and smiled. "Oh, I helped the old lady cross the road late." Tianyu looked at Kakashi with a sigh on his face. The expression in Kakashi's eyes that said, "You have finally lived in a dusty shape," made him feel an indescribable malice. Kakashi frowned and ignored Naruto, who was screaming in anger, as he began introducing the assessment rules for grabbing bells to several people. Kakashi slipped the bell into her waist and loudly said, "Assessment begins. Sasuke quickly hid in the nearby bushes. Kakashi nodded satisfied and said, "Not bad, the concealment is okay." He looked straight ahead of him again. Naruto and Tianyu are discussing who will be the first to deal with them while cutting off their bags. Kakashi's head is covered in black lines. He decided to make the two of them suffer more. "I want to give the two of them one more chance to pass on my father's secret millennium non-diarrhea." Damn it. Naruto looked at the scissors in his hand with an unwilling expression on his face. Tianyu next to him patted Naruto's shoulder and sneered. "I can't do it, my luck is not as good as Uncle Ben's." Kakashi squinted his eyes, looking at Tianyu with a gloomy expression. He actually wanted to see where the confidence of this ordinary low-willed ninja came from, snatching the bell from his own hands. Tianyu slowly stood up and placed his hand in his ninja bag. He gave a wicked smile at the corner of his mouth and said to Kakashi. "Teacher Kakashi, remember the question I asked you before?" Kakashi. "Ha." Tianyu tilted his lips and smiled, the meaning of being a ninja. Kakashi's heart suddenly had an ominous premonition. He watched as the audience of Tianyu suddenly had an additional monkey jumping into the sky and exploding into flowers. Kakashi's face changed and he rushed out towards Tianyu. However, as soon as he was halfway through, suddenly, a dark shadow blocked his way forward and kicked him out. The great whirlwind of wood leaves. Amidst the bewildered expressions of Sasuke and Naruto, Might, dressed in a green tight-fitting suit, with a head of black watermelon and thick eyebrows, made a seductive appearance with a pause blocking between Kakashi and Tianyu. "Yo enemy yo. Let's have a fateful duel." And not far away, Tiantian, Rishiang Ningxi, and Li Lok ran over panting. "Tianyu. You spent 80,000 taels to post a B.level task to help you complete the assessment, right? Are you crazy? Uncle knows he will kill you," roared Tianyu frantically. "That's right, yesterday, after disbanding, Tianyu went directly to the task release office to post a B.level task to Monkey Flying Sun Slayer to assist him in completing Kakashi's assessment test. However, constantly worried that Kakashi would not give face and be too strict, the third generation, who was unwilling to lead the class, hit it off with Tianyu and directly arranged for Might, who had been working as a mentor for a year and was painfully idle, to take on this outrageous task. Tianyu chuckled, taking out various picnic tools and barbecue drinks from the sealed scroll. He greeted. Come, everyone, sit down and rest for a while, and see how powerful my Gene Dun's recruitment technique is." Kakashi. Shit. Chapter 5. It's reasonable for me to spend money hiring people to do tasks, isn't it? You are listening at Novel Full.audio. In a reception room of Huiying Building, Monkey Flying Sun and Irika are sitting opposite each other, drinking tea. Irika appeared somewhat impatient, holding a stack of documents and anxiously saying to Ape Flying Sunday. "Lord Hokage, isn't Naruto's guidance on ninja too harsh? I haven't been able to pass the test for 2 consecutive years, and all I brought before were from prestigious families. In the first 2 editions, even if they were not as powerful as the Uchiha clan like Sasuke, they were also prestigious clans like the Hokaku Butterfly, Hinata, and Moonlight clans. And Naruto is just a crane tail, and Tianyu is just a mediocre qualification. Ninja assessment is not about looking at the face. Being handsome is useless. All thanks to Sasuke alone, can the 3 of them really pass the assessment." Monkey Flying Sun picked up his teacup with a strange expression and took a sip, saying. "In the past, I couldn't have guaranteed you anything, but this time, let's take it for granted." Irika looked surprised, not knowing why the 3 generations were so determined. But Ape Flying Sun did not explain. He just picked up his cigarette bag with a smile and started smoking, which ignited Irika's curiosity. As the sun sets in the west, in the practice field, Kakashi was panting as he looked at the silly blue beast across from him. Might, holding 2 bells in his hand, proudly revealed his big white teeth and chuckled. "Yaha! 80-78. I won this time, Kakashi, truly my lifelong opponent." Kakashi. My daily yuan hashtag at. Hashtag dot. The Tianyu group next to them clapped their palms in satisfaction. Must be satisfied, this is a wonderful bell-snatching battle staged by the two elites. This is both visually appealing and similar to the scene in anime where Naruto teamed up with Sakura in World War II, Kakashi, a few years later. Everyone, including Tianyu, watched it with great interest. Only Kakashi blackened his face and wanted to kill this damn rich second generation. Naruto and Sasuke looked bewildered. Assessment. Can you still test like this? They suddenly remembered that Kakashi only had 2 bells. The two frowned and looked at Tianyu at the same time. Sasuke's face was even worse. Tianyu has a good relationship with Naruto. If he gives the bell to Naruto, wouldn't he be unable to finish his studies? And Tianyu spoke very understanding to the two of them. Don't worry, I know I'm the weakest here, so this time I'll give you 2 bells and I'll go back to school for further studies. After he finished speaking, he gestured for Metki to throw the bell to Naruto and Sasuke. Metki naturally has no objection to the employer's requirements, but he knew it was just a test, and he chuckled as he looked at Kakashi, wanting to see his excitement. Naruto was so moved that he couldn't speak. Tianyu. Sasuke's face also showed an awkward expression, as if he had just suspected Tianyu. He felt a sense of shame in his heart. Only Kakashi sneered at Tianyu. If he hadn't read Tianyu's information, he might have really believed this guy had such kindness. This kid was definitely intentionally eliminated and went home to inherit the family property. If he had really wanted to send away this kind of waste before, but now he has become interested in Tianyu. Kakashi sneered and gritted his teeth, saying, "No need, you all passed this assessment, you cooperated very well." He looked at Tianyu and others who were eating with oily mouths, and his eyes were full of ill intentions. Tianyu felt a chill in his heart. Sleeping trough, is this catching? Well, Teacher Kakashi, I still don't think I'm suitable for being a ninja. How about you switch to another one? I have a great recommendation. I think Haruno Sakura is pretty good. In theory, she's still a girl. Working with a male-female partner is not tiring, you know. Kakashi. Hee Tianyu. Tianyu felt that he should save himself. He looked at his poor pocket with only money left, disbanded, and decisively walked towards the burning film studio again. Lord Huiying, urgent mission. The next day, 1/2/3/4. Kakashi looked at the 4 bearers standing in front of him with a bewildered expression and counted them twice. 1, 2, 3, 4. He looked at Haruno Sakura with a strange expression and asked, "You are not from our class, are you?" Xiaoying crossed her hands with a cramped expression on her face, and she tilted Tianyu like a little girl. That. I received a designated task from Lord Hokage, saying that Tianyu had posted a C.level long-term task and asked me to help him with it. Tianyu spoke with great righteousness and awe. Don't thank me, Teacher Kakashi. I know I'm a useless person, so I'm using my Gene Dun recruitment technique to summon a psychic spell to help me work. Is that okay? No problem. Naruto, Sasuke. Kakashi. I #@%UN #. Are you sick? Spending money on C.level tasks to have someone help you with DF.level tasks. Holy crap, I really want to kill him. What should I do? Online waiting, urgent. PS, find data. Chapter 6. Finding Princess Hinata for a spa is also very reasonable. You are listening at novel full.audio. A little bit on the left, yes. Give it a go. Tianyu lay on a bed with a hole, while Xiaoying blushed and was massaging her body. It has to be said that the ninja SPA is much more powerful than the little sister in her past life. As the new president of Ninja School, Sakura's first crush became herself, and with the help of herself, she was given the opportunity to guide ninja, this made Sakura obedient to Tianyu during the mission. Although from Naruto's perspective, Sakura appears somewhat green tea, from the perspective of Urju, Sakura is completely top-notch. Not to mention that in the context of the weakened versions of various girls in Boruto, Green Tea Sakura has emerged as the first choice for many fans of martial arts heritage. At this time, as a commoner, Sakura has no resistance to her wealthy second generation. With a bang, arriving 5 or 5 late and arriving at the gathering place again. Tianyu reluctantly put away his spa suit and stood weakly in line with the two major enemies, Naruto and Sasuke. Kakashi looked at Sakura and tugged at the corners of her mouth, this dog. Forget it, anyway, it only takes 1 year. When the number of tasks is enough, you can start playing around. Kakashi led a few people to the task release office. Ape Flying Sun / looked at Kakashi, who had a gloomy expression, and lowered his head. Don't look at me, this is the owner. There are several E.level tasks here, Kakashi, you can choose a few. Kakashi spoke softly. Do you still have C.level long-term protection tasks? Cough. The monkey Flying Sun / choked on the smoke and pretended to be calm, saying. This is something that can be encountered but not sought after. I think this weeder is pretty good, I'll leave it to your 7th class. Tianyu shook his head with a sigh. It's not that it's hard to come by chance. I still want Oita and Inoue to help me with the task, but unfortunately the village chief doesn't agree. Kakashi and Monkey Flying Sun looked at Tianyu with a speechless expression on their faces. Your face. Have Princess Hinata and Princess of the Mountain Clan do a spa for you. You're thinking nonsense. He doesn't come from a poor and commoner background like Sakura, and doesn't care about you 3 melon and 2 jujube. The Monkey Flying Sun / his heart turns 100 times and 1,000 times. During the Tianyu family ninja world war, there was a lot of war wealth. Looking at this rascal, I even wanted to snatch him. Kakashi took the task scroll with black lines all over his head. He has now given up treatment. He even regarded Tianyu as a target for a mission, and he had taken on some challenging tasks such as protecting the princess. My current disciples are Sasuke, Naruto, and Sakura. These 3 are the ones. A few people arrived at the mission site. Tianyu skillfully placed convenient tools such as a spiritual lounge chair, sun umbrella, and tea snacks in front of himself and Kakashi. Kakashi skillfully took a pair of sunglasses, and the two of them watched Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura weed like street strollers on the lounge chairs. Naruto and Sasuke gritted their teeth as they watched. Only Xiaoying's face still showed a somewhat foolish expression, and as for how Liying roared, it was not under Tianyu's control. Kakashi frowned at Tianyu while drinking black tea and said. Do you really not want to be a ninja at all? Tianyu put down the book with a helpless expression on his face. Teacher Kakashi, in the ninja world, talent is very important. I am just an ordinary commoner ninja, and my ninjutsu is not as good as Sasuke, my physical skills are not as good as Naruto, and my illusion is not as good as Sakura. Ninjas are high-risk professions, and those who want to make money need to work hard. If it's just a show of patience, take a look at their current job. The work they do is even dirtier and earn less than what my family does. Why bother? Don't be fooled by the endless glory of those middle and upper ninjas. In the 4th Ninja War, most of the 80,000 ninja coalition forces were under ninja. And Xia Ren is only qualified to accept tasks below level C, weeding, picking up garbage, clearing pastures, delivering takeout. What kind of work are these? These are all tasks that even ordinary people are lazy to do and are left to the ninjas. To put it nicely, it's a ninja. To put it bluntly, enduring is like doing odd jobs. Unless you can get along with a good teacher or work hard to enhance the strength of Huiying and advance to Zhongren, being a Xiaoran for the rest of your life will definitely be a difficult, tiring, and poor profession. Why do everyone gather around Ape Flying Sun / Isn't it because Ape Flying Sun / controls the ceiling scroll and promotion channels? No matter how hard one tries to survive with their own qualifications, they will just endure it, walking on the ground in this shadow level, with the wind spreading like a dog. Isn't it fragrant to be a salted fish in the principle of ninja? Kakashi fell into silence after listening to Tianyu's words. It seemed so reasonable. He frowned and suddenly took out a scroll from his arms and placed it on the tea table. Since I have become your teacher, I cannot fail to teach you anything. Your psychic talent is good, only used for collecting luggage and wasted. This is the psychic scroll of my ninja dog clan. Please sign it on it. If you encounter any accidents, summoning a few ninja dogs is enough for you to escape. Upon hearing this, Tianyu's eyes lit up. Although the 3 assessment criteria for ninjas are endurance, physical fitness, and fantasy, but in reality, the truly high-end skills in this world are ninjutsu, sorcery, and teleportation. The most famous thing about the legendary 3 ninjas is not their strength, but the toads, snakes, and slugs they summon, which can be said to be deadly on the battlefield. Although Kakashi's ninja dog is incomparable to the spirit beasts of the 3 Holy Land, but a clearly defined spiritual contract is also enough to make the Konoha ninjas envious. Not everyone can be lucky enough to go to Mount Miaomu without a spiritual contract like Zilai did. Most people teleport to death without leaving any residue. The teleportation techniques of the Tianyu family are only limited to sealing scrolls or arranging teleportation arrays in advance at a certain location. It's like every day during the second ninja exam, the sea water is teleported out, and the other end of the teleportation scroll is connected to the sea. The contracts of authentic psychic beast tribes like Kakashi are basically not available to civilian families like them. Tianyu quickly took the not too large scroll and muttered, "I'm so sorry about that." Although he said that, his movements were not slow. He quickly signed his name on the final scroll, as if worried about Kakashi's regret. "I'll give it a try." Kakashi's head is covered in black lines. Tianyu, who had obtained the spiritual contract, stood up excitedly and prepared to try. Although I don't want to be a ninja, it doesn't mean I don't want to learn these handsome ninjas. I didn't dare to teleport freely before because I was afraid that I might be sent to some unknown teleportation realm and be killed by those ferocious teleportation beasts. I was born on the finish line once in a while, and it was a loss to pretend to be forced to die. Now that the contract has been signed, the sequelae are at most the spiritual failure caused by insufficient chakra, and there will be no situation of spreading oneself randomly. Of course, he will give it a try. I saw Tianyu biting through his fingers and skillfully making quick marks. The art of spiritual communication. The next second he felt his chakra rapidly deplete. With a final bang, a white mist appeared. A black shadow slowly stood up from the white mist. PS, find data. Chapter 7. The Lolita Dog Demon is also a ninja dog, which is very fitting. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Where is this? Who are you? A crisp sound came from the white mist. Tianyu widened his eyes and turned to look at Kakashi, who was also confused, and asked. What kind of spiritual contract are you giving me? Kakashi scratched his head in confusion and said, those who endure dogs. Tianyu pointed to Xiaoyulai in front of him, who was dressed in red and wearing a bow with dog ears, and asked in shock. Do you call this a ninja dog? That's right, the one summoned by Tianyu is not a ninja dog at all, but rather a little loli with black medium-length hair, tied with butterfly red ribbons, brown pupils, wearing a red kimono all over her body, tied with a ribbon with a bow around her waist, draped in a red cloak, and red fur on her hands and legs, barefoot. She carries a bow and arrow on her back, and a long knife pinned to her waist, which looks nothing to do with a ninja dog. Tianyu looked at Kakashi with a look on his face that I misread. He sighed and said. I didn't expect you to be such a Kakashi teacher. Kakashi's face went crazy. What kind of gaze are you looking at? Even if there's a problem, it's not my teleportation scroll, okay? Does this guy think he raised it privately? At this moment, Xiaoyulai was a bit annoyed. She glared at Tianyu and angrily said. Did you call me here? Who are you? Tianyu had not yet recovered from the shock brought by Kakashi's teleportation scroll. He subconsciously pointed to himself. Did I call you here? Xiaoyulai frowned and said, nonsense. I can feel the connection between us, magic. I can tell you, I am the famous monster killer Zhuye. Summoning me comes at a cost. Tianyu. Kakashi looked bewildered, what kind of monster killer? Killing spirit beasts. But Tianyu was even more confused, because he finally recognized the identity of the girl in front of him, crouching slot, isn't this Inuyasha's daughter? Dog Demon. Can you also be considered a ninja dog? Tianyu looked at the spiritual contract given by Kakashi with a shocked expression on his face, is this still a treasure? And at this moment, Zhuye suddenly frowned, you've exhausted your spiritual power, you're really weak. With a bang, the leaves disappeared from their original position. Tianyu felt weak for a moment and quickly refined the chakra to replenish his consumption. When he regained his strength, he suddenly shouted. Lying trough. All the leaves. At this moment, he suddenly realized that, this TM is on stage. Did you telepathize the monsters from the world of Inuyasha yourself? No, it's a half-demon. He looked at Kakashi with a burning gaze, Teacher Kakashi, why don't you also try teleportation? Kakashi nodded in confusion, then bit his finger and pressed it onto the ground. The art of spiritual communication. With a bang, the Park family's street wanderers and ninja dogs appeared in front of Tianyu. No problem, right? Kakashi looked at Tianyu strangely and said, did you make the wrong print just now? However, Tianyu was trembling all over and couldn't help but feel excited. He realized. This is the golden finger that I have been waiting for over a decade. It must be like this. When did it happen? He also dreamed of becoming a powerful and immortal ninja. After more than a decade of hard work, he had to admit that he was just a mediocre ninja with little talent. In this lifetime, striving to the top is just an ordinary form of perseverance, which even elite individuals cannot achieve. Unexpectedly, I realized now that I am highly likely to have my own golden finger. This is still a chicken feather mission. Tianyu excitedly hugged Kakashi and said loudly. Teacher Kakashi, I'm taking a leave, love you. Immediately, Tianyu ran out in the direction of home with joy. I need to find a hidden place to study my cheats, in case old Ian by Sandai finds out about my greed and how to deal with it. Who knows if Naruto still has a dark side around him. Don't worry, hold your hand and figure out what kind of golden finger this is before we talk. Kakashi looked at the MMP on Tianyu's face, who had disappeared without a trace. Are you fucking doing tasks, not even performing? I can't bear this guidance anymore. Kakashi said fiercely in his heart. If I don't get a raise, I'll give up. As the saying goes, but Kakashi could also imagine that the monkey-flying sun slayer who demanded money would not give up Tianyu. He glared with hatred at Naruto, who was about to protest, hurry up and complete the task. An E.level task is useless for such a long time. Naruto's three faces turned black, is this venting on oneself? They remembered what Tianyu said about the meaning of being a ninja, a bitter feeling suddenly arose from my heart. Urju looked even more conflicted, and now he feels like he's making money to hire ninjas to kill Yujibo. It's much faster than him to do it. Is it because I got my revenge in the wrong direction? I made a mistake, come again. Sasuke, who was corrupted by money, began to contemplate the direction of his life. PS. Find data. Chapter 8. Becoming a ninja is reasonable, isn't it? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Tianyu, who returned to the mansion, felt excited. System. Activate the system. Hey. Open the property panel. He tried various methods to open his golden finger, but still showed no response. Tianyu had a gloomy expression on his face. Did you think wrong? Did you fall into illusion? No, Kakashi personally conducted the experiment. My black-haired beast ear little lowly. Tianyu is a bit unwilling, he thought about biting his finger again to quickly seal it. The secret art mystery. The art of Tongling Xiaoyulai. The same chakra consumption, the same consciousness. Tianyu was shocked to find that a golden light suddenly appeared in his mind. That feels like a designated summoning channel for the later two pillars to summon the 10,000 snakes to block bombs. Upon seeing this, Tianyu immediately chose to inject chakra into the channel. With a bang, the long-awaited red-clothed lowly leaves appeared in front of Tianyu. What are you calling me again? I'm very busy. She still has to earn money to pay off her debts. Tianyu was overjoyed, lying trough. Surprisingly, it's true. I didn't fall into illusion. Tianyu felt his chakra consumption, it's okay, within the acceptable range. As long as you constantly use your physical and mental strength to refine the chakra, you can maintain the appearance of the various leaves in the ninja realm. What is this? Have you advanced to the ranks of summoners yourself? Zhuye sat down on the ground with a careless expression. Well, forget it, come here anyway. Do you have anything to eat here? I'm hungry. Tianyu grinned, various delicacies and beverages were summoned directly from the sealed scroll. Upon seeing this, Zhuye was taken aback and immediately indulged in a lifeless feast. Tianyu didn't mind either. He knew that the lowly in front of him was the daughter of Inuyasha, who had a quarter of Inuyasha's bloodline. It's not surprising that my daughter has such a habit with Inuyasha's personality. Tianyu immersed his consciousness in the channel he opened in his mind, and a message flooded into his mind. Spirit Beast. Zhuye, half-demon, strength. Zhongren, ability. Sky Arrow Rain, soul-scattering iron claw, flying blade blood claw, red dragon breaking, true red explosive flow breaking, secret technique. Red Yaksha of the collapse country, family. Sunset forever, moment, Inuyasha, and Sashimaru. Tianyu opened his mouth, lying trough. What does this family mean? Does this mean that one can summon these family members from the various leaf families? He remembered the setting of the teleportation technique, the time and space ninjutsu summoned by the practitioner after signing a blood contract with the spirit beast. Are you now considered to have signed a blood contract with the canine demon clan? Not to mention anything else, Inuyasha and Sashimaru are both abnormal creatures that break through space with critical strikes from knives and knives. If I could summon it myself, maybe all 6 spots could be cut off, right? Of course, the prerequisite is that you can summon it yourself. After all, psychic objects need to be summoned based on the consumed chakras. Zhuye and these 3 Lolitas are not to be considered. For things like Sashimaru and Inuyasha, there is no shadow-level chakra volume or refining speed, and Tianyu dare not even think about it. Tianyu looked at Zhuye, who was burping heavily, with a headache and said in silence. So, the canine demon clan only has medium ninja and 6-level spirit beasts. There is a gap between the bottom and middle. If I could endure it myself, summoning Zhuye would require me to fully maintain the refinement of chakra, and there would be no extra combat ability. It would be great if I could summon a spirit beast at the level of endurance. At this moment, Zhuye stood up from the ground patting her belly. I am very satisfied with your hospitality. She looked around her penniless self with some embarrassment. Suddenly, his eyes lit up and he took out an arrow from his back and handed it to Tianyu, saying, "This is a gift for you." After Zhuye finished speaking, he smiled back at Tianyu and disappeared with a bang. Tianyu was taken aback and looked at the arrows left by Zhuye, showing a look of ecstasy. Lying trough. The road is getting narrow. The greatest role of someone who can telepathize in a different world is not in combat, but in exchanging resources in that world. He picked up the arrow. A message came to my mind again, demon-breaking arrow. An arrow that injects spiritual power and can eliminate monsters. It can be used to repel incoming enemies and purify miasma, demons, and evil spirits completely. The effect is very powerful, and its power will change with mood fluctuations. Tianyu took a deep breath and summoned a bow from his arsenal, holding it in his hand. He then placed the demon-breaking arrow on top of it and slowly injected chakra into the arrow. The seemingly dilapidated arrows began to emit bursts of purple light with the injection of chakra. "Look at my shooting star." Tianyu chuckled as the purple arrows charged towards the city wall in the courtyard with a strong wind. With a loud bang, the violent explosion instantly destroyed the walls of the courtyard. Tianyu opened his mouth wide. This power is at least twice as powerful as the ninjutsu released by the same amount of chakras. The key is that it is still simple. There is no need for tedious sealing and controlling the chakra, just simply inject the chakra into the arrow. This also means that Tianyu doesn't need to control chakra's talent to fully unleash his abilities. To achieve such a thing in the realm of ninja, at least one needs to reach the level of upper ninja and master the changes in chakra properties in order to have such great power. Tianyu felt a little excited in his heart. Just because one has poor talent in practicing the ninja system doesn't mean that one also has poor talent in practicing other systems. If one can exchange some cultivation secrets through spiritual communication, wouldn't one make a lot of money? Tianyu looked at the arrow he had retrieved with a strange expression and muttered, "I can't be a ninja, it seems like I can be a witch too." Chapter 9. Buying the Hokage Master's spiritual scroll is reasonable, isn't it? You are listening at novel.full.audio. Task Release Office. Tianyu stood behind Kakashi with a long bow on his back. At this point, there were already 10 more demon-breaking arrows in his quiver. He exchanged all this for gold. The currency of Inuyasha world during the Warring States period was still gold, but as an ordinary wealthy second generation, he was only left with money, so buying arrows and other items was still very loose. If it weren't for the difficulty in making the demon-breaking arrow, Tianyu would have bought a few tons to store as pawn bullets. After all, every arrow that breaks the demon is equivalent to a Muji ninjutsu. Although I have mediocre qualifications in the ninja body fantasy technique, I have inherited the good talent of the heavenly family in weapon use. The 18 weapons in Tianyu's hands are like toys. Even the twisted swords of the Yuzhibo clan can be used by Tianyu. The existence of the demon-breaking arrow allows Tianyu to bypass the steps of controlling chakra to cast ninjutsu and become a ruthless ninjutsu gatling. Well, it's Barrett, because he lacks mana on a daily basis like Kakashi. All of this is the conclusion drawn by Tianyu's own experiments during this period, and he is finally not a civilian ninja with no combat power at all. At this time, Naruto was having a tantrum with the third-generation Hokage. The prolonged DE-level tasks had already worn away his patience. In his heart, ninjas should be like the happy grudges of those great heroes in martial arts novels, but the reality is that he has been picking up garbage for over a month, accompanied by walking his dog to find a cat. On the contrary, it is Tianyu, under the influence of his Jin-dun recruitment technique, besides studying his own golden fingers every day, he just chats and farts with Kakashi. At this time, under the influence of Tianyu, Wu Wukai gradually transformed himself into a shape with soil. With a resounding voice, he turned his head back to the third generation, like a mischievous child. More powerful tasks. I don't want to pick up trash anymore. Sandai squinted his eyes and suddenly smiled as he looked at the task scroll in his hand. Sure, there's really a C-level task here that suits you. Sasuke and Naruto were overjoyed upon hearing this, as they had already grown tired of these miscellaneous tasks. Kakashi, on the other hand, has a face full of MMP. Naruto is a pillar of human strength. Letting him go out of the village to do tasks puts a lot of pressure on himself. But 3 generations pondered in their hearts. Asuma has already returned from the Gilded Mansion, and the position of representing Hokage on my side has already made the senior management of Kiba particularly dissatisfied. At the time of the Nine Tails Rebellion, I took the opportunity to regain the position of Hokage, but due to the chaos caused by Tuanzang, he eventually became the acting Hokage. What was originally said was that as long as the next generation grows up, they will abdicate and give up their talents. Over the years, he has been cultivating Asuma, helping Asuma gain favor with daimyos and enhancing its reputation and popularity. Nowadays, Asuma has the conditions to become a shadow, and the only thing left is the powerful force that can intimidate various ninja tribes. Naruto's Pillar of Strength was prepared as a nuclear deterrent for Asuma at this time. This time, I happen to take this opportunity to see the controllability of Naruto. If possible, I can safely take over the position of Hokage and then abdicate to give way to the virtuous. Apes fly and the sun slay in my heart, sighing, if my eldest son Zenzizu were alive, there would be no need for such troublesome paving. When the ninja tribe had gone too far in the third battle of junior high school, they finally managed to escape and extinguish their anger by abdicating. As a result, the fourth generation of the puppet on the Night of the Nine Tails fell, and he had to step out to gather power. This repeated horizontal jumping angered the ninja tribe, leading to the accidental death of their eldest son, Yukiyoshi Shinosuke. Although I used Yunin village to kill Hinata and make those ninja tribes more honest, my most capable son couldn't come back. The monkey flying sun slash is always filled with anger every time it comes to mind. He didn't originally plan to let Asuma inherit the position of Hokage, so all he instilled in him was the will of fire. Now that there are no other options, I have to push the ducks onto the shelves and find a way to push Asuma up. Ape Flying Sun John felt a bit distressed in his heart. He looked at Naruto and fixed his mind, firmly reciting in his heart. This is all for the Ape Flying clan. I still have a few more years to live. As long as Asuma sees the cruelty of this world, he will definitely wake up. Tianyu has no interest in these little nines in the heart of Ape Flying Sun Slash. At this moment, he was pondering how to activate the second light spot in his mind. He found that after cultivating the magical power of the Inuyasha World Mage system to the level of endurance, a second light appeared in his mind. He just doesn't know how to activate this light spot. Tianyu whispered to Kakashi and asked. Teacher Kakashi, do you still have a second type of spirit beast? Kakashi looked at Tianyu with a speechless expression on his face. Are you really not worth the blood contract scroll of the telepathic clan? I am a ninja clan that has been registered in the ninja login form. Even if I give you a contract, you can make a lot of money. Surprisingly, you still want the second type. You are thinking nonsense. Kakasino pouted and said, I think Lord Hokage should have what you want there. Tianyu looked at the monkey flying sun and his eyes lit up. Yes, the ape demon clan is second only to the three major holy sites in the spiritual realm. If they can sign a blood contract, will they open a second light point? Thinking of this, Tianyu raised his hand excitedly and asked loudly. Lord Huiying, do you sell your teleportation scrolls? Monkey flying sun slash. Kakashi stumbled and lay down. You dare to take it. P.S. Guaranteed 5 changes, data requested, monthly ticket plus changes. Chapter 10. As a rich man, I spend money to make you tolerate. You are listening at novel full.audio. Outside my village, Tianyu shook his head with a sigh on his face. What kind of thing, even Huiying? It's not generous at all, isn't it just a spiritual contract? It's so stingy not to give it. On the side, Kakashi's face was speechless. That's a spiritual contract. It's not like family secrets, it's more precious than family secrets. Even when the second generation Hokage collected and sealed the ninjutsu scroll, they did not let the various families take it public. This is at the level of a family heirloom for any ninja clan, and you're really thinking of buying it with money. Naruto nodded in agreement. That's true. It's just a ninjutsu for attracting dogs, and it's not something important. I think Sasuke's ninjutsu for spitting fire is quite impressive. I've seen it at temple fairs before, but it's not as big as Sasuke's. I envied it at the time. Uchiha Sasuke. Go. Dasna, drunk and dissatisfied, shouted at Kakashi. What's going on? Can these little devils really protect me? Are you, too irresponsible? Naruto, who was already humiliated for his height, suddenly became furious. What little devil? We are ninjas. And I am going to become the man of Hokage in the future. Dasna pursed his lips, with a disdainful expression on his face. Naruto immediately rushed towards Dazina in a frenzy and said, I want to kill you. Kakashi stuck Naruto's neck and roast. Hey, what does it mean to beat our employer to death before going out? Tianyu glanced at Dasna and sneered. It's just a C.level mission. Since we've tricked people, let's lower our posture a bit. Do you really think we're the enemy? Dasner's heart trembled. What are you talking nonsense about? I'm telling the truth. He walked forward in a panic, not daring to look at Tianyu. Kakashi and Sasuke furrowed their brows as they noticed Dasna's abnormal reaction. On the contrary, Sakura advised Tianyu. Alright, Tianyu, after all, you're the employer. You have to be patient and patient. Tianyu looked strangely at Sakura, who seemed to be suppressing her anger. He always felt that Sakura's gaze at him was not quite right. This feeling is like I'm looking at Dasna sleeping in bed. I almost forgot that I am still the employer of Sakura. These sisters seem to be trying to persuade themselves, but in reality, they are trying to persuade themselves, right? Thinking of the ninja spa she had asked her to help with during this period, Tianyu felt a pang of guilt. At this moment, Kakashi glanced out of the forest with a thoughtful expression in his eyes. It seems that this task is not as simple as I thought. Tianyu also knew that the ghost brothers were watching him and others in some corner at this moment. He tried to make the enemy invisible with just a glance like Kakashi, but reality is cruel, his eyes are sore and he doesn't even realize where these two people are hiding. The difference in strength between a mediocre ninja and two elite ninjas is too great. Scenes like those where the protagonist's aura was unleashed and the enemy was thrown to the ground on the spot did not happen here. Tianyu comforted himself in his heart, forget it, as a summoner, my abilities are almost taken for granted. As long as I can summon beasts and detect enemies, that's all. With the dog demon's nose, it's probably difficult for even an upper ninja to hide their body shape. Thinking of this, Tianyu unconsciously felt quite happy. He glanced askance at Dasner and chuckled coldly. Poor Dot. Then, using a telepathic technique, a modified sled car and several pulled-up ninja dogs that had not yet reached the destination lay comfortably on it. At this point, Tianyu was able to proficiently control the teleportation summoning of the canine demon clan. As long as he did not inject chakra into the golden light point during teleportation, he could teleport out of the ninja dog clan of the Kakashi body.Contract normally. This also provided a very good cover for Tianyu, and Kakashi and others thought that the girl might just be the result of Tianyu's failed spiritual communication. Kakashi looked at Tianyu with a motherly expression as he handed out a few top-quality and cow treats to the dog in the Laura cart. He now regrets asking Tianyu to sign his name on the spiritual blood contract. I'm here to save your life, not to make you a sled dog. This TM is a ninja dog. Do ninja dogs know what it is? There will be ninjas in the future. Kakashi sighed as he looked at the dogs with oily mouths and were enjoying themselves, this damn capitalist sugar-coated bullet. Teacher Kakashi, would you like to take the spare seat this time? I will waive the meal for you. Kakashi. I understand the rules, I summon, and you pay the fare. In Dasner's stunned eyes, he watched as the most reassuring elite, Ninkakashi, lay like a waste on a gorgeous sled and waved his hand, shouting, let's go. Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura all sighed in unison, forget it, MD is used to it. This dog originally intended to spend money for the three of them to pull the car, but was later rejected because only Naruto agreed to this opportunity to earn extra money. This damn rich man, bah. P.S. 5 o'clock, is there anyone else?